What's up, everybody? I am a girl with her set to, and we're finally doing this interview. Guys, please give my brother a warm welcome to Young Adults Navigating. This is a YouTube channel that really just focuses on the youth of being an adult and trying to navigate life with all of its beautiful bills and responsibilities and socialness that it just brings. It's like you're juggling, right? It's a juggling act, like welcome to the circus of adulthood. So I'm glad you guys joined us. Pull up a chair. This is going to be a nice talk because I have been looking forward to this for a long time. And let's get started. All right. So without further ado, pretend I don't know you and I'm not your little sister. Tell us about Alan. Who is Alan? Who's Alan Ladd White number 2?
Well, thank you for asking. Alan Ladd White number 2 is one of many. I feel like there is so many different layers to what Alan is. I'm an environmentalist. I work as a toxicologist for a profession. I'm an avid hunter as well as hiker. I love outdoors. I love family, which is always priority, it flows throughout my entire life. Family, the family aspect, keeping family first. I feel as though our parents, I feel as though my mother, she tried to promote that in all aspects, keeping family first.
Wow.
And keeping God first.
Yeah.
I don't know how I almost forgot that. Keeping God first. He's the, head of our lives.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, definitely
keeps us grounded.
Yeah.
Keeps us grounded.
Yeah.
We can't
even during a time like this, I mean, I don't want to time the video, but like life is not really just all spitting right now. It's very much so testing our character and our strength and just creativity and just perseverance.
Right.
And
in
I
this
think
exact time.
In this exact same time. And I don't feel like we would have been able to thrive if we didn't have family and we didn't have, God. I feel like it's just been kind of a constant when things right now are very predictable. And I feel like no matter what month of 2021 that this is, we can say that life is unpredictable.
Exactly.
So you did mention that, you love outdoors, you're an environmentalist. I'm gonna tell a story real quick. One time we were on our way home. We were in the van and we were in the, Mesa neighborhood. What was that neighborhood called? Audubon. And we were driving and Alan said, stop the car. And the car stops. And Alan jumps out and says, I'm gonna run home. That wasn't just a one-time occurrence. Every time we approached the entrance of our neighborhood in Humble, he was like, stop the car. And I feel like that's where his love for just outdoors kind of came, and this self-exploration at a very, very young age of like, let me cultivate who I'm going to be and how I'm going to navigate the world.
I'd say that, and then fat shaming, which is a very real thing. Fat shaming was a very big thing in the community that I lived in. We were always struggling to persevere and be ourselves. And in the search of being ourselves, we would often downgrade one another. So fat shaming came into the picture when I was young too, because I ate a lot. In order to kind of counteract the fat shaming that I went through, which is, we all go through various struggles in our youth, and we try to offset our issues by pitting our issues on someone else. So I experienced fat shaming, and that caused me to love being outdoors. I went from being a pretty plump child and started being more outdoorsy. I love being outdoors and running.
Guys, I will insert a picture. Never in his whole life was he ever plump. He was chubby, but a cute chubby, that kind of chubby where you oh my God, so adorable. But I feel like in that moment I couldn't appreciate it and you couldn't appreciate your identity. Now in 2021 where we, bigger is better,
love
that would
yourself
have
in
been
any shape form.
That would have totally not been a thing. But here in America, these are the things that we deal with: obesity and bullying.
Yes.
And it causes a lot of people to commit suicide. So it's not a joke.
commit
fat
suicide,
shame.
hurt others, hurt people, hurt others, hurt people.
Hurt people, yeah.
Yeah.
Hurt people, hurt people, yeah. Tell me a little bit about, like, now that you are approaching the big 30 años, what is it like being a Black man in America? Do you think about it when you wake up in the morning? Or is it just something that you kind of reflect on like every year? Just kind of like invite us into your world for a few seconds.
Okay, so she's talking about me turning 30 within 7 months and 10 days and 3 hours.
Who's counting?
17
Who's
minutes.
counting? Who's counting?
So I'm turning 30 this year, and I'm trying to celebrate it as much as possible in the times that we are in, which can be difficult, but it's also beautiful in that I'm doing something that no one's done before. I feel that, like, turning 30 during a pandemic and going through life. I was just having a conversation with someone over the weekend about turning 30. She just turned 30, and she's like, I celebrated it in the best way. And I was like, how do you do that? Because us just graduating 10 years ago from high school and entering into this phase of life of 30 plus, I feared 20, I feared 25, and I'm not gonna fear 30 because it's coming, and it's a beautiful thing. I'm blessed because I'm achieving this goal. So I'm going to revel in.
You bought
I'm
a
doing
house.
a yacht party.
You bought a house before 30. Like, what is it like to buy a house at 29? What does that feel like?
I feel as though being that it was a supportive effort, I had a lot of help both on social media through influencers and by family. Family first. They kind of paved the way and gave me a lot of the answers that I needed to achieve this big goal. And it's the first of many.
I think out of all of Grandma's Medill King, out of all of her grandkids, you were the second person to have a house. You know, first it was Destiny and now it's you. So, like, does it feel like a huge achievement? Has it sunk in?
It feels right. It feels as though it's something that we were supposed to do.
Yeah.
We are a new generation. Like we are. And I've heard this so many times. We are our ancestors' dreams.
Are you the nation?
We're literally what our ancestors dreamed of. Homeownership is one of the ways that we are living out their dreams. We stand on the shoulders of so many great Blacks, ethnic people, Latino X. We stand on the shoulders of them, and these achievements are ours, but it's also theirs.
Yeah. Who is this ideal person with no limitations, no restrictions in this world that just feels right? Like, this house feels right. What is the significant other that feels right to you?
I'm gonna start by saying she's a partner. I feel as though in the past we've had these dynamics of man here, woman here, or some, fluctuation of the two. But if we're coming together and we're equally yoked, if we're going on the same path, going in the same direction, hand in hand, we're going there together. There's times when she leads, there's times when I lead, but we are leading together. One decision is our decision, the two become one. But outside of that, adventurous, charismatic, funny, very strong. I start saying these things and I'm visualizing aspects of my mother. My mother's in her room just next door.
Hey, you okay in there? All right, good. I'll come chill on you in 5 seconds.
Okay.
What's it like being an older brother?
Stressful.
Stressful.
Very stressful. You feel like you're a father figure in small pants. There's such a responsibility. It's an honor, honestly, but it's such a responsibility to be in such close proximity in age, and also having to show or be some sort of role model for your younger sibling.
You only have one younger sibling.
It's a great responsibility to have. My father told me at a very young age that I am a protector, I am a guide, and as one of the few boys around a bunch of women, I'm one of the first examples that there are of being a man. And I think I was in the 2nd grade when he told me this.
Wow.
But those words resound in my life. My sister got married last year, and I was reminded of those words.
She did. I mean,
Yeah. And I was reminded that my crown has been pushed over to my now brother-in-law.
Shout out Valentine, I knew you be
Valentine.
watching my videos. Hey, you a good brother, you the best brother. I love you.
Yeah, multicultural in this beat.
Hey. All right, so you said something to me. You were like, I ain't gonna have kids because this world is so overpopulated, and why would I do more harm to our planet by, bringing another child into this world, and it's already too many people in this world. So do you still feel like that? How do you feel about, reproduction and, the overpopulation? Because, America is not nowhere near as overpopulated as China, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like they ain't got no space.
America is not nearly as populated as many countries, but we bear most of the toll. We use more of the energy, more of the water, more of the natural resources than any other country, being the smallest population.
That's because everybody gotta have their own. Everybody gotta have their own car. Everybody gotta have their own house.
Yes.
Everybody gotta have their own.
Our carbon footprint
toilet.
is very high.
Everybody gotta have their own motorcycle. Everybody gotta have their own. Nobody share nothing here.
Yeah.
Everybody's so individualistic and capitalistic and just only thinking about themselves.
I feel like that's attributed to the capitalism as well as the enslavement of minorities in this country. That enslavement, being stripped and stolen from your identity, your culture, and everything that you knew, and then put in one of the lowest positions in society.
So would you adopt kids?
I would be interested in that. As of recently, I started looking into if there's a possibility of me being a father. I've been told I'd be a good father so many times, but I
think you should start off with a dog. I'm gonna get a dog first.
I want to get a dog, but my mom won't let me. I'm trying to get her into dogs because I love dogs. I love animals. I want a monkey though. I would want a monkey before I got a dog. Yeah. A capuchin monkey. They're legal here. They're legal in Texas.
Monkey need to be free. Okay, a bird needs to be free. A tiger needs to be free. Okay, where is the? And
a dog doesn't. A cat doesn't.
A dog does, and a cat does.
Freedom is. It should be, free throughout all.
Yeah.
Everyone should have freedom.
Yeah.
But if I desire to home and feed and protect a monkey, a capuchin monkey, I think it would be great.
When you go down that rabbit hole, you gotta question. You gotta know your why. You gotta question yourself. What is your intentionality about having this animal? How are you going to treat this animal? Some people treat their animals better than they treat themselves.
Right.
Some people rehabilitate animals and bring them back to the wild.
So one of the things about domesticated monkeys, pick some facts out here real quick. They require companionship, so they need either a young child. They need a dog to play with. They thrive on fellowship. As we do as humans, they also thrive on fellowship. So if I got a monkey, I would have to either get 2 monkeys or another pet or have a child, which is
very protective. Very protective of the child. If you're spending your money like that, what is your approach to money?
I agree with what you were saying, that it's a necessity. It is a fluid factor in society that's used to exchange money, exchange time.
It's an illusion.
It's an illusion, just like numbers.
If you say this dollar gonna be $1, then I'll say, okay, I think this dollar gonna be $1.
So how I feel about money is it's just a tool. It's a tool in order to go from point A to point B.
Is it important to you? Yeah. Do you want more of it?
Yes, of course. I feel as though it's a valuable tool that I need to survive.
Is it more important than time?
No, time is a very high commodity. Okay. I appreciate my time more than I do money, because I can spend $100,000 and today and be gone tomorrow. Whereas if I have time, I'll have time to spend it. I'll have time to invest it. I'll have time to share it with others. I believe it's a tool that should be used for the good of all mankind. I hope to open up a homeless shelter as well as a mental health facility, because those are 2 strong passions of mine. My desire is to open one up when I am more established, and I do a lot of NGO work, nonprofit work, in order to figure out exactly how to do that. And I do support a few organizations that already do those types of work.
Yeah, I think people want to know that, you know, that they're not alone, that they're going through this life together, that even if they're hungry, they're hungry together, that even if they're cold together, that even if they're sad, someone knows what sad feels like and they can empathize and be understanding to one another together, you know. So I think it's all about, you know, that human connection that is really, really so valuable and priceless.
What's it like being a younger sister? These are off the top of the dome. Let's see if she can take it as well as she can give it.
Truthfully and honestly, it's like, let's paint a visual. Have you ever seen like a little child try to like climb like a rock climbing wall?
Yeah.
And they keep falling and keep trying and keep falling and keep trying, and finally like maybe their mom comes behind them and like picks them up and like helps them get to like a little bit higher, and then like their mom like, oh, do it, keep doing it by yourself, and then they're like, I didn't do it the first time, so why do you expect me to get a little bit higher? It's kind of like that. It's a lot of like trying to do and have new experiences, but don't really know how, but trying to do it by yourself, and then getting a little bit help and being like, hey, can you teach me how to do it, and not kind of like do it for me, because like I'm trying to elevate too, but it just feels like a marathon of ketchup. Like it's a bunch of like seeing people achieve things and being like, dang, they did it, I know I can do it, but dang, I wish I can do it real fast so I can just be there with them. And it's like a constant of like, I'm trying to be there, but like, you got more years than me, but wait on me, yeah. You know, it's a never ending.
We all go through life at our own paces, and we are all of our older siblings and myself are astonished by her pace. It's different, but it's hers, and it's unique and it's special, and it inspires us to be like, she was following from behind, but we see her as she's leading from behind. She's teaching us throughout, you know, her growth and her discovery and her travels. This is one of a few endeavors that she does. She's an amazing dancer, creative, jokester. Like, she's so many different things. She's an educator and all these things. And we were just like, yeah, some of us are just different. Some of us just different. So much is different.
So when it comes to like our relationship, like what's been the evolution of it?
Once again, I have to hinge back on what I was taught in second grade.
Mm-hmm.
I was the protector, and I was to always be there for you,
mm-hmm.
And as well as my other sisters, but there was a heavy crown on my head of responsibility for my younger sister.
Mm-hmm.
And we were always raised adjacent to one another. So when I was going through elementary school, she was in the grade just below me. When it came to like schoolwork, we were studying similar things. When it came to friendships, we were befriending similar people. I would meet somebody, and then next thing you know, I would introduce them to my sister, and then, you know, we're all friends with this person. It was interesting. Elementary school, we were just like right next to each other always. Wherever Animal would go, I would have to like follow, or wherever I'd go, she would have to follow. As most siblings have to go through. Then middle school kind of drifted apart, as you said, and that was like our identifying of ourselves and trying to form a path for ourselves. I don't feel as though I changed, but I definitely feel like someone else did.
I probably did.
And it was like one of those times where like I still had to be there for my sister, even though she was going through things and her identity, and finding herself and carving the friendships that she had. But we were also both athletes at the time. We were both tennis players. We were both on the step team. We were both
we did the same things.
Doing the same things.
Yeah.
It's funny because like people would often assume that we were like twins or something like that, because we looked at the time before the beard We looked so much alike. We both had long hair. I cut my hair in college. And that's when I started like really becoming the Alan as you see today. And then in high school, as our worlds got bigger, we had to get closer because there were new threats, new circumstances, new things we were going through as our older siblings were like going off to college back to back. We had to rely on each other. Like I was learning to drive. I had to drive her around. I had to make sure she was at her dance practices, or if we were going to church. I was driving in freshman year in high school, and then I was taking the car and making sure she was taken care of, because I had once again that responsibility for my younger sister. I had to protect her and make sure she was doing well. We had to be closer, even though our world was getting bigger.
It was expanding.
It was expanding. And then lo and behold, like I go off to college and she's a senior in high school. And instead of focusing on the parties, like I'm coming home on the weekends, making sure the home's okay.
I had to like realize that change is like an earthquake. The ground beneath you literally like shaking and stuff. So you have like a bunch of these cracks that kind of like gets wider and wider, and then it becomes like a hole, and there's like lava at the bottom, and then if you don't make yourself stable on one of these little islands of like concrete, then you fall into the lava and you like, you like just disintegrate, pretty much. And I know that's dramatic, but literally that's what it felt like. Like every year, every other 2 years, like a sibling would leave, and I'm like, okay, earthquake, okay, I'm fine. Yeah. Earthquake, okay, I'm fine. And I had to really, really embrace change to the point where now I seek change out.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about the evolution of our relationship, and like it literally started off pure and angelic, and then like the world and all of its condemnation and distraction and chaos, brokenness entered that pureness. And like when I say brokenness, like I began to like have problems with like anger and rage and displacing those feelings on the people I love the most. And I know you struggled with anger, but then you actually got help. Like you actually got because the school made you go through anger management.
Yeah.
But you never talked about it, but you did learn things from it because it was evident in how you navigated life.
Yeah.
I feel like all during my life, I had that anger too, but I never got to go to classes. So I always looked up to you like, wow, like those classes must really help because you're like a new person. But yeah, do you want to share some of the things you learned like in those classes?
My anger or my displacement came from my sense of protection for others. As I mentioned previously, there was a lot of bullying at my school and in my environment growing up.
And in America in general, stop the bullying.
Yeah. So there was a lot of bullying going on, and I would find myself either being bullied or someone else being bullied. And there's one thing that bullied me. I was a little plump kid with long hair, so I was easy to target. But when you started bullying my family, friends, stuff like that, I had a lot of things that I had to express to those who wanted to participate in those activities. What I had to do at that time was identify where the anger is coming from, process it, and that take a moment, literally take a moment, walk away, distance yourself from it so that you can further understand it. And then approach it as if it is involuntary. Act as if the aggression that you're feeling is not wholly yours. Act as if it's a reaction rather than an action or a direct thing towards you. Like people aren't intently
like
angry.
It's like an element?
Yeah, it's an element of the environment. At that time, I was identifying my anger was coming from bullying, from problems at home, from feeling inadequate. So when others were experiencing that, I would step into that protective role and express one, that it's wrong, and it's not acceptable, and two, that there are consequences to it. I experienced some of those consequences, but luckily I learned how to fight at a very young age, so I found myself as more of a punisher than being punished. So at that time, like I had to express myself and to go through in-school suspensions and the various punishments from the administration of the school. While I felt as though I was justified in that punishment, I found justification is not my own.
Yeah, but I mean, like it wasn't your fight, it wasn't your struggle, it wasn't your pain, but you were trying to carry it for somebody else.
Yeah.
So where did that come from?
My upbringing, the whole "you're your brother's keeper" kind of thing. I act as though I'm not empathetic or sympathetic, but I actually carry a lot of baggage. Which Scripture tells us to bring that to the Lord, and He will relieve you of those things.
Cast your cares on Him.
Yes, exactly. And also like around that time, I actually got saved. I was raised in the church. My mother, a very strong Christian. Through another bullying event is when I gave my life to the Lord. So like I was being changed systematically as well as spiritually, which allowed me to live through a lot of that adversity. A lot of things were put on me and placed on me, and they're still being put on me. And I'm just like, all right, get this, Lord, it's yours now. Passing over the troubles, and relieving myself of those stress, relieving myself of needing to be justified or needing to act out.
Where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
In a partnership, married to a lovely young lady, and hopefully, starting a family, if that's God's plan for us. If not, exploring and helping others. Helping others is my largest pleasure in life.
Yeah, we just watched. What is it called? Judas the Messiah?
Judas and the Black Messiah.
Judas and the Black Messiah, and like it's based off of Fred Hampton. You guys should watch it. It's on HBO Max. And he was saying that if you haven't lived a life that helped people, then you haven't lived. Yeah. So right on. You should totally be thinking about what you can do for others, because at the end of the day, if you're like most people that have a lot of money, they give back into philanthropy work for taxes reasons, but it's nothing like giving. It's nothing like helping somebody. Like we go back to, helping out, at the food pantries and stuff, and, seeing how grateful people are, like overly grateful. Like it did not make sense. Like we didn't even do anything. We just.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we were present.
Yeah, we were there. We showed up.
There.
We showed up.
And that's.
We showed up.
I feel as though half the.
Show up.
Yeah, half the battle is showing up, and then you act.
I remember I used to say, I was like, why did they invite me to their birthday party and they know I can't afford to buy them a gift? And Mama would just be like, show up. Yeah. They want you there. They don't want something that you can buy for them. They just want you there. They want your presence.
And that's true even today.
Yeah.
That's true even today. Half of the gift is being there, being present, in relationship, in courtship, in marriage, being there. Like if you're just there with them, in it,
you can navigate life.
Yeah, you can navigate life.
All right. If you can see it, you can dream it. And if you can dream it, you can be it. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for having me. Thank you for putting on your best shirt.
This is not my best shirt.
And your best pants.
And my best pants. These are my best pants.
And
I feel like you're shading me right now.
No. And thank you for hosting me. You're an incredible host. He gets up really early and fixes breakfast and just make sure like the house is regulated and comfortable and safe.
It's a different once again, very different people. She's not a morning person. I love the mornings because it's a new day, new opportunity. And I was forced to get up early because I had to watch cartoons before everybody else got to the TV. So
now you just can't sleep in.
I can't.
Can't, won't, will not.
6 a.m. I was like, man, this day is not starting yet. I'm going to get up and do this and do that. A morning person.
Literally, I'm so hungry, so we're going to wrap this up. But thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching Young Adults Navigating, featuring my brother, Alan White II. And I hope you tune into more episodes because I have more months in this year that I'm committed to my YouTube channel, A Girl with a Horse Tattoo. So follow me on my Instagram, Chan Spirit Times B, where you can get notifications and alerts that I have a YouTube dropping. And you also can see some fire like dance clips, you know, because when I get bored, I like to be like, yada 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 yada. Or I like to be like, if it's up, then it's up, then it's up, then it's up. If it's up, then it's up, then it's up, then it's up. Okay, bye guys.
All that energy.